and welcome to Critic Box. Imagine for a second that you've created a universe that is beloved around the globe, that kids idolize these larger than life heroes, not just because they have superpowers, but because they have a moral compass. They're taught human decency, about inclusion, about doing what's right. Now imagine having this vision before people really cared about superheroes, definitely before superheroes was cool, that there was a man who faced all criticism imaginable because he believed in what he was doing. Not a man, but the man. Today we're looking at the trailer for Stan Lee. It's a 90-minute documentary being released on Disney Plus later on this week, and it stars our beloved Stan the Man. So let's take a look, shall we?
Look great, Hef.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a camera wrap on the creator of Iron Man, Mr. Stan Lee.
Pretty cool.
Hi, I'm Stan Lee, editor of the Marvel Comics Group,
Wow,
a
you
superhero comic
barely
magazine.
can tell who he is without the
We didn't have any
glasses
money.
and
It was
stash.
during the Depression, but I would read everything I could get my hands on. And man, I felt as though I could go anywhere. What I tried to do was write the kind of stories I would want to read.
That's all creators, what they want to do.
Our superheroes are the kind of people that you or I would be if we had a superpower.
Very
It's
true.
really a religious crusade, I like to think.
And now people worship Marvel. My goodness.
Stan was always an upbeat person. I never saw him angry.
There are so many bad things in the world that if you can entertain somebody for a while, it's a good thing.
Man, this is capturing the heart of why I watch
If you
movies.
really want to change things and make them better, you've got to plunge in.
Streaming June 16th. Wow. Okay, that looks remarkable. You know, I really hope that people who are a fan of the Marvel movies will watch that, because they'll understand that this superhero fatigue that people tend to talk about these days, I mean, it took almost a century, I think a century, for this to get off the ground. And it was revolutionary when you think about it. When I was a kid, liking superheroes wasn't cool. All right, it was nerdy. You were considered a nerd, even back in the days of the 90s X-Men, which Stan Lee created, back in the days of the 90s Spider-Man, which Stan Lee also created. It wasn't hip, right? It was something that you loved. It meant something to you, but it didn't take the world by storm like it does now. You don't see that. And every time I hear a story about Stan Lee, which it seems like this documentary is going to be covering, it's the adversity of his creativity, right? Like, he had a vision for creating superheroes, wholesome superheroes that did good. And this is one reason why I absolutely love Marvel more than DC. DC people might hate me there, but Marvel, it writes kind of broken human characters as opposed to godlike characters. And that's what I really, really dig. I'm really excited to learn more about Stan Lee, because everything I've ever heard about him just seems like he's a sweetheart. But as a creative, I know that there's a lot of pushback when you have a vision, when you have a heart, and you can't fully describe it because it hasn't existed before. And if you think about this man, okay, this one man, Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, a ton of villains. Like, he made Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, like Magneto. All these villains that are nuanced. They're not just bad guys. They're people who have a mission, who want that mission to matter. And he knows how to create villains that are humanized, sometimes even flirt with potentially being a hero. Stan has undoubtedly touched so many lives in this world. There's something as silly as two-dimensional, made-up stories. And if you think of the power of that, you really understand that there's power in the story, which is why we love movies. I cannot wait to watch this. I think it's really going to tap in to the hardships it took to get to the point where the MCU and Marvel itself has become this global phenomenon that will never die at this point. Let's face it. It's just going to grow in different ways. And I think that's fantastic. So let us know what you think. Stan Lee, you gonna watch this documentary? If so, why? How has Stan Lee impacted your life? Leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I am Groot. I am Groot.